Hey everybody, I'm JimClassic and you are watching Geekin, and for today's video I would like to talk about the Transformers Beast Wars reissue figures of Wolfang and Iguanis. Now, these two figures were at one point, maybe, I don't know, 2023, 2022, these were Walmart exclusives. These were remakes of the original toys from the 1990s. And unfortunately, well, I guess a lot of them didn't sell very well because I got these two at my local Ollie's for about $9.99 each, which, you know, that is how they were priced pretty much in the 90s anyway, so, hey, I figure I got a good deal out of this. Wolfang, being a deluxe class, was $9.99 back in the 90s, and Iguanis was probably closer to $5 back in the 90s, but, you know, whatever. I figure I'm getting them both for 90s prices. I'm totally okay with that. For those of you unaware of what an Ollie's is, it is a retail outlet where unwanted things go to die. The retailer's loss and my gain for getting these two figures, because I never had Wolfang or Iguanis growing up as a kid. One of my friends did, and I think I probably have disembodied parts somewhere in a bin, but I'd actually never owned the figures themselves until today. Talking about the package real quick, we see Wolfang here in package on bubble on card. And this is pretty much just like how it was, except I think the cardboard was a lot sturdier back then. This is some very flimsy stuff. But we see the Beast Wars logo. We see the Ollie sticker right there. A nice box art of Wolfang in the corner. The figure in beast mode, because back then the robot mode was the reveal. Moving on to the back, we see the instructions on how to transform him. We have bio and tech specs here on the side, and just, I don't know, junk and stuff right there. But anyway, that's it for Wolfang. Moving on to Iguanis real quick. We see the Beast Wars logo. We see the box art right there. His hand is glowing for some reason, but I think that was the style at the time. We see the beast mode right there in the bubble. Moving on the back, we see the instructions. We see the bio and tech specs, and that's it. Let's open these figures up and see what they are all about. Okay, now that we have both Iguanis and Wolfang out of the package, I've had a few minutes to fiddle around with the figures, and, well, I do have some concerns. I think I'm starting to understand why these retro reissue figures kind of shelf-formed for a while and then ended up at Ollie's. But I'll get into that as I talk about each figure. I'm just going to put Wolfang right back there in the background. We are going to start off with Iguanis, the Predacon, what is he, Saboteur? Demolitions. The Predacon Demolitions expert. Iguanis' beast mode is an iguana. These old Beast Wars toys usually had pretty good animal sculpting, and you can see a lot of the good scales running up and down along the back. Just yellow plastic here on the spine, and there's some nice little scale, lizard scaling right here. And again, this is not that much different from the Crocodile Megatron. They didn't reissue that one. I just still have my original. Well, Iguanis is an iguana, and he's got this cool little beast mode head sculpt. He's got the flared out fins. I guess this is what iguanas do when they're scared. I'm not an iguana expert. I do not pretend to be an iguana expert, but I guess iguanas have these fins. The beast mode is cast in brown and yellow plastics, with the beast mode being mostly the brown plastic. It has a lot of yellow spots dotted along the back, and he's got some baby blue eyes. And he has a nicely painted red tongue under that mouth. And that's just about it. It's a real simple deco. As far as articulation goes, well, it's a beast mode, which means it's limited, but it does have some. The jaw opens and closes. The front legs are on a ball joint, and spoilers, that's part of the robot mode arms. And the hind legs, they kind of hinge up and down. It's something. Just picking this figure up, just holding it, the plastic feels lighter than it should be. The plastic, it almost feels like knockoff quality plastic. Like, I don't know what Hasbro did for these reissues, but just feeling it, the tactile sensation tells me that this is like knockoff plastic, which, again, this is probably telling me why these toys shelf-formed at Walmart for so long. Well, that and, these things were like $25 at Walmart when they really should have just been 10 or maybe 12 at the most. But, you know, the price and the plastic quality is probably what scared a lot of people away. But anyway, now, I have not really handled this figure since the 90s. I never owned Iguanis as a kid. I had a friend who had the figure. I might have even given him that as a birthday present years ago. But I never actually owned Iguanis. Transformation for this guy is real simple. You basically grab the tail, kind of untab it, and you saw that? Just kind of springs right into robot mode. I'm going to redo that for everyone who didn't see it the first time. I'm going to hold it by this arm because that shouldn't affect anything. So just untab it, and then just kind of folds out like that. See? And then all we have to do is kind of just do a few touches, fold down the tail, unfold the arms, unfold the feet, rotate these beast mode legs back, and here we have Iguanis in robot mode. The robot mode is just a neat little goblin bot. It's basically the beast mode draped over his body, kind of like a meat poncho. And underneath is where you're going to see a lot of that yellow plastic, which is pretty much the core robot. The robot mode head is this hideous fanged thing with burning red eyes and some good helmet details. You can definitely see the organic and the robotic in that small head sculpt. Not a lot of new robot details otherwise, but you do see some armor plating here and there, and these might be leg rockets and some spiked toes. It's all minimal, but noticeable. Stuff. And, of course, we have his handgun right here. And, you know, no, not blast compatible. That's long before that time. But just, you know, it's the tail that folds. You know, I guess you could just use it to stab Maximals while he's at it. But it's just a simple, you know, little robot laser gun. Now, for level of articulation, well, I mean, it's not that much different from today's standards, except it's, you know, short a couple of things. We have a ball joint here at the head. He can look down that far into his own chest. He can't really look up. That's as high as he goes. He can turn his head all the way around. But it is a very small head, and it's on a tight ball joint. So, I mean, if it wasn't for the plastic quality, I'd feel a little bit more comfortable doing it. But we just have a ball jointed shoulder. We have a ball jointed. Oh, there we go. We'll just do it that way. We have a ball jointed elbow. And it can do a 90-degree bend. The wrist can flex, but no wrist rotation. Let's just pop this back on. No waist swivel, because especially considering the spring-mounted gimmick, it was probably going to be impossible. But we have ball jointed hips. We have ball jointed knees. And the ankle can hinge. And that's pretty much it for this guy for level of articulation. I mean, you know, it's a Beast Wars toy from the 90s. Or I should say, it's a reissued Beast Wars toy from the 90s. Personally, I think he looks pretty cool. I do like the bright yellow contrast with the poop brown. But hey, he's an evil Predacon. He's not supposed to look happy and cheerful. And I think he looks good. He just doesn't feel very good. But otherwise, you know, yeah, it just kind of reminds me of the toy as a kid. You know, I'm still going to display him with my figures, and, you know, yeah, I'm kind of happy to have him. Or at least I'm happy that I got him at the Ollie's discount price. Anyway, we're going to put Iguanis over there. Is he going to stand? He might fall over. Starting with the Beast Mode, Wolfang is a wolf. And I suppose that does check out. The Beast Mode is a wolf, obviously. And really, a kind of nice looking one at that. Yeah, you do see some robot bits kind of popping out here and there, but that fur detail and the pose of the wolf, it's really not all that bad. However, the Beast Mode is also kind of a brick. That really good wolf pose is pretty much locked in, and it ain't going nowhere. Yeah, the hind legs kind of hinge and swivel a little bit, but those front paws, the tail, the head, no, it's a static object. Let's get this guy into robot mode. Now, first we remove the tail, take that off. We take off the back section, and we're going to put that aside with the tail. Now, we're going to straighten up these legs, we're going to unpeg or unattach the back of these legs and just kind of, yeah, the paws go up that way. Open up the heels. There we go. There we go. Dip it up. And same thing with this one. Kind of open up these legs so they're feet. So his kneecaps are going to be the dog pads. Because. Now this kind of, the front paws kind of unpeg here and unpeg there. We're going to move all this stuff aside. The sides of the dog go up like that. Now, here's the tricky thing. Or, well, a little bit tricky. It kind of, things kind of get in the way of each other. But you split the robot head and you kind of rotate them like that. But they kind of, there's definitely a lot of collision, especially with the head. That kind of gets in its own way a little bit. And I never really found a good way to do this without feeling like I'm stressing out the figure, you know? And let's see, that's got to go down like so, and that piece has got to go down like so, and then the shoulders rotate like this. They rotate like that. The arm comes off for no reason. Just pops back on. And we crunch down. There we go. And pieces fall off. There we go. This is, yeah, that's very loose, and I'll explain what these are in a minute. But there we go. Let's get all this guy. Let's get this guy all settled up. Okay, I think we are good to go on Wolf. Wow, you know, I've had this guy for. I haven't had this guy for very long, but you know, when I was fiddling with him earlier, that elbow was not coming off, and now it just can't seem to stay on. And again, much like Iguanis, the plastic feels a little wonky, and now I'm not as confident about it as I was before. That transformation, man, is just pure Beast Wars bat shit. Little does what you expect it to do, and what you get just looks weird and unfocused. But, you know, that was the style at the time. Beast Wars was thinking outside of the box. And, yeah, it looks a little weird, but the toy is stable and solid. He stands well. He poses fine. He does everything a robot wolf hybrid thing would do. The wolf head splitting and becoming the shoulder pads is a good touch. And what you see underneath all that gray fur is a smooth blue and skeletal frame, which is, you know, really quite the contrast. Some of my favorite robo details are actually on the back, but it's uncolored. Many of these old first and second wave Beast Wars figures also had a mutant head, or kind of like a battle mask feature. And, well, Wolfang's is no different. His kind of reminds me of Batman's cowl a little bit, but once you flip that mask up and, wow, look out handsome Squidward, you get this stalwart knight with a chin that goes for days. I do officially like the mutant head over the robot head. Yes, this is official. Now, it's on a little pegged hinge there, so this thing can probably go flying off if I'm not careful with it. Yeah, see, it comes right off. But I'm going to keep it on, be a little bit more careful with it. So, moving on to articulation. Here we have his head is on a ball joint. It can kind of go up, go down a little bit, but he can't go all around due to the sculpting. The sculpting here on the shoulders are hindering the full rotation. So he can only look left and right, and I think I kind of, there, it was a little stuck. Now, the shoulder pads are on a hinge and a ball joint, so they can kind of be moved around as you need them to, because those ball jointed arms have got to go out, which means the shoulder pads have got to get moved. So we have ball jointed shoulders. They can even a little bit of a butterfly effect, which isn't too bad. Let's see, we have bicep rotation. We have, well, what is that, 180 degree elbow bend? No, 90, that would be a 90, no, this is a 90 degree. That's 180 degrees, right? Someone in the comments correct me. Anyway, but then again, actually, no, to the toy's credit, the elbow has not come off yet. This wolf part is on a ball joint, and it can fully rotate. I don't know why you'd want it to, but it can. No waist swivel. That's because of this. That's because of this particular transformation right here. Anyway, ball jointed hips, and is there? Nope, that doesn't move. But just ball jointed hips. But I thought this was a hinge right there, but it's not. But you know, can kind of kick that high. Can kind of go back that far. It's not. I've seen better, but it's not worse. And you know, well, we have a nice knee bend right there. And of course, the ankle can point, and it can flex a little bit, but no ankle tilt. But this, you know, predates that kind of thing. But anyway, now that we got his articulation out of the way, let's talk about his weapons and accessories. We'll start with the back section of the wolf. We have the, you know, the nice sculpted wolf details right there. We have this thing moving around here. It's painted silver. This thing right here rotates. And then this little handle comes out. And it goes right here. You can hold it in his hand. And it is it's like a riot shield. Whoops. And it came undone. Hold on. There we go. Try this again. And there we go. It's kind of fighting me a little bit. So here, Wolfang has a shield. Oh my god, dude. What the hell? Get yourself straightened up, man. You're all, like, disheveled. There. You good? We're good. Anyway. And the tail has a little handle right here at the very end. Beast Wars toys had weird gimmicks where, like, the tail was the weapon, and it's still, like, a flowing dog tail, but with a handle sticking out of it, and we have a little bit of gun feature right there in the front with a barrel. These little anchor things go right into here, and here we have his weapon. And it goes right here. Goes right there into his hand. Oh, no. Come on. Come on. There we go. And we have Wolfang with his shield and his gun, and he's ready to fight some Predacons and defend Gotham City. Now, you know, this missile is supposed to peg right there in the back. Oh, I forgot to talk about the back detail. There is some decent back detail right here, too. I'm sorry, kind of forgot all about that. Here we actually have some robot details with, like, vents and stuff. We see a robo spine. This kind of looks like samurai armor a little bit. Now that I'm looking at it, like in the back section, the back skirts are kind of like, you know, rear armor. But this is kind of cool. I completely neglected all this detail back here. This is a little bit more interesting than what's in the front. But anyway, and the missile thing falls out as it's going to do. Anyway, we are going to test this rocket on Iguanis right here. Here, let's hold. There we go. Now, right here's a little button on the top of the tail. Oh, and he's down. Iguanis is down. Maximals win again. Woohoo! They just revealed his secret identity. Close that back up. But yeah, that's Wolfang. I mean, look. The spring action feature definitely works. That's good. You know, he does hold his weapons pretty well. That's good. But you know what? I'm not gonna lie, man. This beast mode is I'm not gonna lie. This robot mode is. Oh my god! Get the hell off. I'm not gonna lie. This robot mode is kind of a mess. Like, look at this thing. It's just. This was not one of Beast Wars' best figures. I don't even know why Hasbro re-released this guy. Did they release all of the original first wave Maximals? I'm not sure if they did or not. But if they didn't, they shouldn't have included this guy. I never really liked Wolfang. I mean, the only reason why I bought him was strictly for the nostalgia factor. It was like, oh wow, you know, he's $10 at Ollie's, and I never had this as a kid. I'll give him. You know what? That was probably my mindset. I probably thought I will give him another chance. That was likely what I was thinking at the time, and yeah, I mean, I'm glad I just got him for $10. I would have been mad if I had paid $24 at the original Walmart price, or maybe it was $20. I don't know, but $10 was way better than whatever Walmart was selling him for. This guy is just janky, but the missile does work. I gotta say, you know, have always been a fan of spring-loaded missiles. Anywho, let's just move on to comparisons. And moving on to comparisons, as you can see here, I'm doing something a little bit different because I have the Beast Wars reissue Optimus Primal and Megatron, which I also got at my local Ollie's about several months ago. I'm probably never going to open these two up because strictly for nostalgic reasons I bought them. I already own original Optimus Primal and Megatron, but just seeing those two in the stores again, even at an Ollie's, just brought back such a wave of nostalgia. I had to buy them both, and they will just stay in the box forever, and I am okay with that. Anyway, comparisons. We're going to start off with original Crocodile Megatron. He is right there, so he is pretty much... That Megatron and Iguanis are mold mates. Now, I also pulled out Cybershark, who... This version is also a reissue I got at Walmart, but this time I bought him... Well, I didn't buy him for the full price, but he was on clearance, and I picked him up because I never had Cybershark either. And after pulling Cybershark out, I realized, wow, the plastic quality on this guy is still so much better than these two. I don't know what happened at the Hasbro factory, but like this Cybershark, the plastic feels good. It feels solid, where these two just feel thin and, I don't know, knockoffy. I don't know how else to put it. These two just feels like knockoff plastic, and this one feels like good, solid Hasbro plastic. And I don't know. They're all three of these are reissues. So I don't know what happened with these two, where this guy came out great. This is my first time owning Cybershark. Maybe I should have done a review on him, because I have nothing but good things to say about him. But, I don't get it. Just for a little modern Beast Wars, we have Kingdom Optimus Primal. We're going to put him right there. And, again, he looks pretty good. He definitely looks the best out of all these guys. Though a good solid second place is Cybershark. And you know what? Just for the heck of it, just because I'm feeling silly, my 75% Fox Kids Transmetal Tarantulas, who is probably not going to stand very well. And he fell over. He fell over real quick. Okay, well, we're going to get him out. Unfortunately, he does not stand very well. He is 75% Fox Kids Tarantulas, because the feet are regular Transmetal Tarantulas, and some of the spider legs are regular Tarantulas, because I bought this guy for like $5 without legs and without a few spider limbs. And so, I bought like 3/4 of a Tarantulas. I just figured I'd just throw him in there. I kind of Frankensteined him with another broken Tarantulas, and at least until I can complete him. Anyway, just figure I'd share. So that's it. I mean, that has been my thoughts on the reissue of Iguanis and Wolfang. These figures, well, I mean, they still look the part. The molds have not changed. They look the part of the originals. I mean, those two right there are mold mates, and they stack up pretty well together. My only real issue is that the plastic quality feels incredibly cheap on these two. Iguanis poses okay, especially for a toy of his time. He looks cool, even though I'm not a big fan of the color. And Wolfang just looks comedically silly. Like, he looks... I don't think he's a great design. He is not a great design. That face, that ridiculous chin just sticks out, and he just looks goofy. The wolf mold looks really good. I totally dig the wolf mode. But, like, that robot mode is just... It's just so awkward with the limbs hanging off, with the weird, the weird kneecaps, and this is a failure of a figure. I don't know why he was reissued when I'm sure other better Beast Wars toys could have been. But anyway, that has been my thoughts. Please like, share, and subscribe. Tell me what you think about them in the comments section. Otherwise, I'll see y'all later. I'm JimClassic. You have been watching Geekin' It, and I will see you next time. Take care, everybody.